In a house that overlooked a beautiful garden lived a childless couple. They were a very happy couple, but they felt incomplete without having a baby. So they prayed to God every day to bless them with a child. One day, they found that God had finally answered their prayer. They were at long last going to have a baby. Their days passed in happiness, but alas, the wife fell ill. Her condition was getting worse and worse. She would eat nothing, and the husband was worried that she would waste away. He would tempt her with many good things, but she refused everything that he had to offer. "But you must eat something, my dear. How can you get better if you don't eat anything? Name what you want. I will try to give it to you," he begged her. "My dear, I heard that there is a herb called Rapunzel in the garden next door. I will surely feel better if I can eat that." The husband's heart sank when he heard her request, for this garden was owned by a wicked witch who would let no one enter. But he loved his wife very much, and so, with a pounding heart, he decided to go into the garden at a time when the witch was away. One day, finding an appropriate time, he snuck into the garden. He had managed to pluck the herb, but just as he was about to leave, the wicked witch came back. "You thief! How dare you enter my garden?" she screamed. She threatened to put a curse on him. Not knowing what else to do, he fell at his feet, fear written on his face as he begged. "No, please don't curse me. My wife will die if she doesn't eat this herb. She will have a baby, but she's very ill. I beg you, spare me. I will give you whatever you want in return." Hearing his explanation, the witch stopped to think a while. All right. I will let you go on one condition. Fair is fair. In return for the herb, you will give me the baby that your wife bear after it's born." The wicked witch grinned as the husband widened his eyes in horror. "What? No, no, please, anything but that!" He begged her once more, kneeling in front of the witch. "I like to see you begging, but it's either that or you get nothing. Your choice." The poor man had no other way out but to agree. He took the herb to his wife, and miraculously, she'd soon recover and gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They named her Rapunzel. They thought that they could finally live happily ever after. But the agreement that the wicked witch and the husband made came to take a toll on them. The wicked witch took Rapunzel far, far away and locked her inside a tower where nobody could ever find her. The tower had no doors or stairs. There is only one window at the top. The only person whom Rapunzel had ever saw was the wicked witch. Many years had passed as Rapunzel grew up to become a beautiful young lady with charming eyes, beautiful voice, and her golden hair grew very, very long. All day long, when Rapunzel was alone, she would sing and weep, feeling lonely, for there was only her inside the tower. Every day, the wicked witch would come to bring her some food. She would stood at the bottom of the tower and shouted, "Rapunzel, let down your hair!" Rapunzel would drop her long braided hair through the window. The witch used the hair as a rope to climb up into the tower. One day, a handsome prince was passing by and heard her sing. He fell in love with the voice and, unknown to all, came to the tower every day to hear her sing. Then, on a lovely day, the prince saw the witch climbing up into the tower using Rapunzel's hair. The next day, the prince too called out to Rapunzel. "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair!" Hearing his voice, Rapunzel stopped singing to think for a while. Wait a minute, that's not the witch's voice. Could it be one of the monsters that she told me about? Rapunzel said, for the wicked witch had only told her about the bad things in this world. So, she thought that everyone is a monster. But it knows my name. Maybe it's a friendly monster. Maybe it's just lonely and wanted some friends like I do. But if I let it in, then I might get hurt. I don't want that. But I'm also curious. Should I? Or should I don't? Should I? Rapunzel was contemplating with her thoughts, while the prince kept on calling to her that she'd soon finally give in and drop her long braided hair through the window, which the prince used to climb up into the tower. They became closer. Well, even if they have their own misunderstandings at first, but they made it work. He would teach her new things and told her stories about the outside world. After that, the prince would meet Rapunzel every night. But the wicked witch soon found out about the prince with Rapunzel. She pushed him from the tower and onto a thorny bush, making him blind. He couldn't see. He lost his vision, while she banished Rapunzel far, far away as a punishment where nobody could ever find her. Many years had passed as the blind prince wandered alone and finally reached the same desert. One day, he heard a familiar voice singing and decided to follow the sound. He already knew who owned the voice, but being unable to see where she was, he called out to her. "Rapunzel, is that you, my love? I couldn't see," he said. Hearing his voice, Rapunzel ran as fast as she could to where he was standing. They hugged each other in joy as tears of happiness flowed down from Rapunzel's cheek. "Oh, my prince, I'm so sorry. This is all my fault." Rapunzel couldn't help but felt guilty for what has happened to the prince. "Flowers gleam and glow. Let your power shine. Make the clock reverse. Bring back what once was mine. Heal what has been hurt. Change the fate's design. Save what has been lost. Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine." As Rapunzel was singing, she couldn't help but cry. Then, suddenly, a miracle happened. As Rapunzel's tears fell into the prince's eyes, he regained his vision. He could finally see again, and he could finally see how beautiful Rapunzel had grown to be. He took Rapunzel to his kingdom, and they lived happily ever after. And as for the witch, no one ever saw or heard from her ever again. I am Ibu Story Putri dan Prabawaning Partni from SMA Negeri 2 Kuta Utara. Thank you for watching.